Princesa Giancona.
Oba, 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 oba. Hello, 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 hello. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Tudo bem, gente? If you are here in Austin, Texas, big hugs, um abraço. If you're joining us, amigos do Brasil, friends in Brazil, in Mexico, all over Latin America, all over the world. If you join this right now, or later on you stumble upon this little space of community and international music, obrigado, bem-vindos, welcome. Today we have my friend Micah Shalom At. We're going to have a conversation. Micah has some new music. He is the band leader of a fabulous band called Micah Shalom and the Babylonians. Just excited to have him. We have played music together, shared the stage several times in different situations, and I'm just looking forward to hear his music. That's how we're going to close the show today. But before that, we do have music by other folks that have been here recently. Just last week, Como las Movies, our friends, nuestros amigos Como las Movies, Nelson and Jeff Jaguar were here, and they have a new song that is coming out as well. We're going to listen to that in just a moment. And the week before that, we had Easy Compadre, a lovely band. They are so groovy, and I want to share their music with you guys. So let's do that. Let's listen to a little bit of Easy Compadre and then come back to the studio. This song is called Mamulike. Mamulike, the inspiration, the mountains that we have, around Southwest Texas, northern part of El Norte de Mexico, La Sierra Mamulike. Let me see if I get this right, because, I have so many technical assistants here. Can you imagine I have a whole team behind me? Nope, I don't. But big hugs anyways to you guys. This is Mamulike. Enjoy.
van pasando la cuesta Babolique, abran bien los ojos, la mente y cuiden su corazón. Hay panditas, hombres, lobos y seres extraterrestres aquí. Mi Jaime Maussan puede explicar la vida en este lugar. Así que easy, compadres. Aquí está todo el guachicoleo. Y por el CD los acompaña hasta el amanecer. Amor, si estás escuchando, cómprame una coca. Amor, si estás escuchando, cómprame una coca. Amor, si estás escuchando, cómprame una coca. Hay panditas, hombres, lobos y seres extraterrestres aquí. Si van pasando la cuesta Babolique, cómprame una coca. Abran bien los ojos, la mente y cuiden su corazón.
Eso. Easy Compadre, great band that I was really hoping to see in 2020. Saludos, say hello if you guys from Easy Compadre are around the international world, the internet. Saludos a todos. We are going to have Micah Shalom, my friend and super uber talented musician and band leader, in just a few minutes here. So you don't want to miss. We're going to have a conversation, and we are going to then listen to his new release. So stick around. And before talking about new releases, I do have a song that I want to share with you guys by Como Las Movies. They also have some new music, Como Las Movies. They were here last week. Abrazos a todos, like I mentioned. And the next week, 7 days from today, we'll have Lulu Udus here with us. Lulu, she is a uber talented singer, leader of the band Night Glitter. That was another band I was looking forward to listen to in 2020. And she has also collaborated for many years with Tiveri Corporation. So we're going to have Lulu Udus of Night Glitter here next week. That is correct. But here it goes. A new release by Como Las Movies. This is called La Inconforme. If you like the murals, Los Murales de Austin, Texas, this is a musical love to the Austin, Texas museum. Murals, Los Murales de Austin. Eso. Como las movies. Wow, that was tremendo. Éxito. Big hugs to Como las movies. All of the creators, all of the folks still gathering their energy in the midst of this times that we are in and putting something meaningful and beautiful into the universe. And that's exactly what my friend does. Micah Shalom. What's Micah? How are you doing today? Welcome here to my little studio, to my garage. What's going on?
Hey man, thanks for having me on. Just hanging out, getting my music out to the world this week, which was an absolute pleasure. So thank you for helping me do that, man. It's good to see you.
Oh man, I hear you. It's a pleasure. It's good to see you and good to hear you. I've been already added you to my playlist. There is some Baltimore ska in my playlist. So that's what's happening with me, kind of my friends keeping me energized. And I know how much work it takes to bring all of that to fruition, like when you have a release out, you have new music out or a project, you share, and that's what the world sees. But behind that, there is a whole iceberg behind that of work and things and years that you do. And we're gonna, that's a time a little bit to share it with the world, but yeah, thanks for being here, man.
Well, thanks so much. And actually, it reminds me of the days we used to play together in Micah Funk.
Oh.
I got the memories on my social media, and I keep looking. I go, oh man, that was such a great project, a fun time to play with you and all the Brazilian funksters out there. So I always remember those days fondly. One day maybe we'll come back to some funk music.
Oh man, thank you for saying that, and I would like that very much, especially now that we've been deprived of connection and playing as dynamic as our scene is, in Austin. For those, there are some people watching here today that are very aware of what's happening with the music scene on the regular days, and then there are some folks that may not be from Austin. A los amigos que están viendo por América Latina, un abrazo. But it's very, you collaborate and play with several bands, and you are beyond being a trumpet player, you're also a creator and a band leader. So talk to us a little bit. How did it all start for you in terms of falling in love with music and kind of knowing that that was the path that was going to be part of your lifestyle, right? Like, how did it happen that music became so central to you that, became your life?
Well, it's fitting that I'm releasing a ska tune, because ska is really where it started for me, as far as how to bring the music into an original form that I could use. So I started playing, I was playing music already in school as a trumpet player, and it was the end of the 90s, and the ska explosion came in, and so I heard some of those bands like Mighty Boss Tones and those type of groups.
Yeah.
And and before that time I was listening to some pretty like heavy music, some like rock and roll heavy music. And when I heard this stuff, Mighty Boss Tones in particular, I heard the song and they were real happy people. They're like playing horns, doing fun stuff. And it clicked in me that ska music was something cool, and that I could also play, And then I kind of learned where ska music actually came from and realized that it actually was a Jamaican art form. And that's when it kind of clicked for me also, that it's really, ska was a mixture of jazz, big band, and then also their own beat called the ska beat. And so that all kind of came together for me in my senior year of high school, and realizing all of that. And then so when I went to college down in Gainesville, Florida, I kind of had like the drive to then start being in bands and to start eventually started my own group, which was Micah Shalom. And yeah, it continues to this day now here out in Austin. So it's great. I'm glad to have the ability to keep going, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So in your trajectory, then, when did you get to Austin, Micah? I know you for several years, but I don't think I ever asked you that question.
Well, I got here in 2012. So yeah, that's when I got here. I moved from Gainesville, Florida, where I was living there at the time, and I had the group there as well. You know, I don't know if you know my keyboard man, Evan Marley. He was actually a Gainesvillian. And
oh yeah, what's up, Evan? Salutations to Evan here. You know, we're gonna be sending salutes to the whole band. But all right, so he kind of so he was one of the first ones.
he not only was he one of the first ones, but he's a lot of the reason why I'm here in Austin, because he came out to Austin first a year before me to do grad school and to and you know, just to live out here. And it became clear to me in that year that that he had the right idea, that he was in the right place for music, to continue music and to be a professional musician. And and so it clicked for me that I had to get my ass out here too, and start playing music out here in Austin. And it's been good for me, you know. Definitely, I've been able to improve my own skill set, as well as contribute to projects like Makashera, Cilantro Boombox, you know, Don Chani, Mau Mau Chaplains. So it's a blessing to be able to play with all these people and be in a vibrant scene, even in the downtime of pandemic times, you know.
Yes, just to be able to have conversations. Earlier we were talking about this, but you know, the silver lining of, per se, I was not planning necessarily to have a talk show with talking about international music or anything. But I was kind of missing these conversations that we usually have at the back of the 1-to-1 bar or at the back of the Sahara Lounge. I say 1-to-1 because let's give a shout here to my boy, my man, Kurt Gannon. What's up, dude? Good to have you here with us. What's up, Jimmy? Less Than Jake. I think that's for you. Do you know Less Than Jake?
Yeah, they were Gainesville. They were originally a Gainesville band as well. And I have to say, that was the high school me was super excited to move to Gainesville, Florida, because of Less Than Jake and the vibrant scene that they had built, you know, in Gainesville. So yeah, that was a lot of my motivation for kind of being there. And the scene was pretty cool in Gainesville too for a long time. I don't know what it's like today, because I haven't been back in a while to play. Last time I played there was 2017 with some old friends of mine, Umoja Orchestra. So it was a great reunion show, but it's been a long time. So yeah. Yeah.
And since I'm doing my rounds here on just saying hi to folks, you know, hello, Nelson, beautiful songwriter here, and a friend from a while. I don't know if you know if you like música de América Central, Central American music and trova. Nelson has a beautiful voice, great songwriter. Un abrazo a Nelson. And Marina, hello, Marina. And earlier we were playing some Como Las movies that they have a release, La Inconforme, and many of the video of the murals that they were highlighting in their video are coming from East Austin. So yes, thank you, Marina. Un abrazo, big hugs to you. And to everybody watching, if you're watching us on Austin channel, Music Channel 16, here we are with Micah Shalom. Micah, so you came to Austin and you started to kind of, you know, we're talking a little bit about, you know, you started to get connected with musicians here, and then you felt good to bring this vision forward. I mean, Micah Shalom and the Babylonians, you guys can be up to 9 to 10, 9 people on stage. Am I too far off here?
No, that's it. Yeah, we had our largest we're 9 with 4 horns, percussion, and then a full rhythm section. But I gotta say, we have thusly moved out of Babylon, so to speak, and so we're no longer actually billing as the Babylonians. It's now just Micah Shalom, but it is the same cast of characters that you'll find behind me, including like our first Austin fellow, which was Nico Sanchez on the bass.
Yeah,
And
Nico, what's
big
up,
shout out to
Nico?
Nico. Yes, and thank you for Nico. Basically, Nico helped me to put the band together along with Evan. It was me, Evan, and Nico sitting in a room when I moved to Austin, and it was Nico really who was helping me find people who would be interested. A good friend of both of ours, Zumbi, was on that list, and luckily he decided to say yes to me when I was like, "Hey man, I really need a trombone player."
Yes.
And so it's my blessing to play with Zumbi whenever I get the chance. I love playing with him, and he's like a musical brother for me because you know, trumpet and trombone go so well together, and we need each other to support that kind of that brass section, you know. So big up to that.
Oh man, shout out to all of these beautiful people that yeah, enable us to do what we do. And Micah, your voice is beautiful. I'm a singer, so I like to, you know, give you props. I love the melodies in the music that we come in the music that we come to enjoy from you guys. In normal days we will get there. It seems like with the pandemic, seems like we are in a tunnel right now. Maybe we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe we don't know how long the tunnel is, right? There is this kind of a feeling in terms of going back to a place where we can get our bands back together and have 9 people on stage and have a couple of hundred people, several hundred people come to feel the experience. There is just something about music shaking your bones and hearing it live. But why do you think that you know, in Austin, you know, where we are, you know, why do you think here was the place where you could bring that music forward? You know, what I mean is, do you think being in Austin shapes your music in any way, shape, or form? Is there something to the Austin flavor, even if we were talking about a style of music that doesn't usually get associated to Austin, even though we have a history of clubs and musicians and people coming to Austin over many years. But talk to us a little bit about doing ska and world music in general, because we've played together and so forth, but now specifically on you doing ska music and reggae music in Austin, Texas.
Well, yeah, Austin definitely helps to shape. I guess the original part of your question there was like, what drew me to Austin for music, and it was partially it was the scene, being that that just the music scene in general, not necessarily the ska scene or reggae scene here, but just the whole scene. Because I already knew bands like Hard Proof Afrobeat, like Grupo Fantasma, you know, bands like this that I were just like really what I was doing, just doing great stuff here, you know. And I saw the quote unquote upward mobility that was possible if you really put your work in, you know, in the scene in Austin, which, you know, it was a little different than what you could find in elsewhere in the country, just playing in a local market, say in Gainesville, for instance. But so that was a lot of what got me here. That coupled with the fact that I had some good friends, Evan and Nico, namely, that were here already. So it kind of gave me like 2 feet in the right direction, like starting in the right place. And then when I got here, also the Flamingo Cantina, I have to big up the Flamingo Cantina, because
big shout to the Flamingo Cantina, yes, and to Angela.
And to Mo from Mau Mau Chaplains, big up to all of them.
What's up, Mo? Mo has new music as well.
Yes, it's a great album. And yeah, so really having that spot was a good beacon for us, because we always knew we could play somewhere. Like we always knew we had a place. Well, it was kind of like our home base here in Austin. to always have a spot to play. And then of course the Hair Lounge is great as well as a dual spot, because you can go into and get vibes from different places and different vibes in town. The East Side has its own style, so
Shout
it's
out
great
to
to have both of them.
Eileen, shout
Yes.
out to the Sahara family, and yeah, we miss doing our thing and bringing this in live. But so maintaining an environment where we can have those spaces, and having professionals like Kurt, who's hanging out with us here, and other engineers and so forth. So I guess you're speaking a little bit to the ecosystem of Austin that allows the
Yeah,
possibility for us to do our thing, right?
absolutely. And you know, as you work in the scene and do those kind of things, of course you're getting shows with other groups, and then you're able to build up just your notoriety in town and that kind of thing too, which is nice. And you know, it's always a journey, but it's great to just kind of be able to continue playing. And so that is a lot of what has motivated me, was just to continue getting my original music out there somehow, even when it might have seemed slow or this or that, whatever. If you keep pushing, then hopefully, you know, you can put something worthwhile out into the world. And that's what I think now we're kind of hitting our stride, and we're actually able to do that a little bit more and a little easier now that we all have our, you know, our footing here in Austin. At least me, you know, the other members of course are doing their thing, but it's good, and I'm happy to continue to do it. And you know, so 2019 we put out our reggae tune, Peace, Rights, Love, and I had a video and everything to go along with it. And so this year we have our ska tune, Baltimore Ska, and there's just more and more coming. So it's, you know, look forward to that.
Oh man, that's beautiful, and really big ups and congrats to you, because the song is fantastic, and the vibes are righteous, and it's just at these times it takes. I mean, we are all navigating this crazy year in different ways, and for me at least, I'm gonna speak from my place. Sometimes it takes more effort than usual to sit down and put some energy into a song, and other times I'm just doing to get out of my system, and I'm doing it as out of healing. But in terms of like working on those songs, sometimes I have been down for 4 times this year, and luckily in the last week or so I feel, and I've been going more to my practice in my studio, but it's been an up and down thing for me. How has it been for Micah Shalom navigating the crazy year that we've had? And you know, I know that you're putting music now, and maybe some of that energy kind of a way to come out. Talk to me a little bit. How has this pandemic affected you, and so forth in your band? You know.
Well, yeah, and I totally feel what you were saying. You know, it is tough. And it has been tough, you know, to continue working on music during this time, because it's, you know, you get, especially in the first few months when it was kind of like everything just really shut down, you know, because we're here in Texas, we're not as shut down as some places still might be, but we're, you know, but during that time, especially when you're getting going, it was, you know, it's challenging because you don't see the outlet to get your music out the same way that we have seen it, being able to go to the show every week and play on the weekends, or play there, you know, at my weekly gig on Wednesdays or whatever it is. That all kind of like it changed, or it went away, you know. So getting that motivation back has been challenging through the years, but I will credit Cilantro Boombox, Felix Pacheco for sure. Because
yeah, what's up, Cilantro Tribe?
Yes, and he challenged us right away. Like Cilantro, he was like, all right, we're gonna do some videos, we're gonna do some at-home videos, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get some songs out. And so that was great, because that motivated me through the first part of the first few months, at least, of the pandemic, to the point where and then I kind of got in a stride, and I wrote, like, I've been writing a bunch of tunes. And so now I'm like, I'm like writing songs. I got 4 or 5 new songs that, you know, haven't seen the light of day yet. And it's great, you know, and it's just a matter of time until I can get the guys back together so they can learn all of them, and we can get them out to the stage, you know. So you know, yeah, ups and downs for sure. But I would say in the, you know, as I've navigated it, it has become like a positive thing that, you know, no matter what the situation, you're going to find some kind of positive light, because that's, you got to.
Absolutely right. Thought about there is that image of the lotus flower has to grow from the muck, right?
Yes.
So, and the other thing that you mentioned that it's great to hear is the energy and the love that from these different musicians and bands. That like, wow, this experience that I had playing with this person gave me another outlook when I went to play with that person. And then when I went back to the studio to do my thing, then I had another outlook because there was something that Felix said, and then Nico, and then, so that is a unique thing that I see, and is great, you know, like sometimes on a regular night in Austin, you could see you playing with your band and then a few other ones, which is always great. And back to the, we mentioned even Macaxeira Funk, which is the band we played together for a while. And after this is all said and done, yes, let's absolutely get funky. I already have said this to Joshua. Now I'm here on air, you know, so, you know, you can come to me and say, hey, dude, we have footage of you saying that when we are going to be done with this shit, we're going to get a really big, a big Brazilian funk band, like a big band, Macaxeira. Let's get that train coming. So that would be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll have Kurt Gannon mixing us. Who knows?
You know, you've got yourself a trumpet player. We're ready and waiting. If we put it back together, I'm ready.
Oh man, no. That's why I'm talking to you. I'm not thinking of other folks. Saying hello here to Kevin Collins. What's up, Kevin? Man, thanks for just chilling with us. You know, we are building community. These conversations that we would be having at the back of the club, we would be, you know, talking about our stuff and how things are going. So, and Kurt, you got something for Micah here.
Yeah.
Was the future? Okay. So you guys got some interaction there. Okay, cool.
Kurt was right all along. Kurt was right all along. We should have listened to Kurt. Let me tell you. Well, because we were talking about how you have to add visual and video to your audio to kind of get it to the next level, and yeah, that has totally come to fruition, especially this year. And so yeah, Kurt, he's got the premonitions. He knows. You should all listen to him.
We should all listen to him. Maybe, you know, if we could listen to the way he listens, because he makes us sound really good. So a shout out not just to Kurt, but to all you know, audio engineers and folks that work in the back of the house. And you know, I know that you know, while I applaud Kurt for bringing his streaming services to people, whatever they may be. So if you have an event, if you really need high quality streaming, or you need a consultation, you should hit Kurt Gannon. But let's go back to you for a moment, Micah. Where did you go to the studio? Let's talk about Baltimore Ska. That is the track that we are featuring today. So happy to be sharing this with the world. And for the upcoming weeks, we're going to be playing this. I love the track. And talk to us a little bit. What's the inspiration? Where did you guys go into the studio? Tell me everything about it.
So Baltimore Ska, originally, the melody idea is a tribute to my grandmother, Charlotte Simca. She just always loved to dance and to enjoy big band music and jazz and those kind of things. And she would dance like till the day she died. She danced basically. And so
shout out to her. My gosh,
yes,
that's amazing.
Yes. And so this one really, it's a positive song in that I wrote it in major chords, you know. So it's it really has an uplifting kind of feel. The melody is just a kind of a long melody that plays through, and it has a jazzy feel, kind of a jazz big band-esque vibe, but with the ska, with the ska instrumentation. And so really it was just like, it was a positive melody, a fun, uplifting melody that I wrote in honor of her. And I named it Baltimore Ska because she grew up in Baltimore.
Oh,
And
that's
so
cool.
yeah, and so that was pretty much the reason for the tune. It kind of evolved a little bit because you know, the meaning of the tune anyway, as often does with any meaning of a song, it'll change over time a little bit. And so when last year there was all the disparaging comments made about Baltimore, I figured this is just another positive thing I can put in the category for Baltimore. So so I would just say that, you know, like, you know, it's not inherently political, the song, but it's an instrumental song. But for me, it's a positive thing for my grandmother, for all the residents of Baltimore, past and present. And so I hope it brings anybody and everybody joy, and you know, and just enjoyment. So yeah, and we recorded this one at the same place we recorded Peace Writes Love also, which was in Austin at Tall Sky Studio. That's Dane Fulton of Lion Heights. He's the bass player with them. And he
Salute
also
to
subs
Dane at Tall
for
Heights
us. Yes,
Studios.
big up to Dane. And he subs for us when Nico can't make it. So he's well ingrained in our group as well. And I think he does a great job on the recording end. And he did the mix, and I think it's a wonderful mix, And
Wonderful, it is.
yes, and we had Randall Squires did the mastering on this one, if you know him from around town, and that was our production team, so to speak. And yeah, and then the animation, because you'll get to the video eventually here. The animation was done by a fellow named Dylan Spieg, who was kind enough to work with me and my crazy ideas of making us a fun animated video.
Oh, amazing, man! I love, once again, one of the silver linings of the pandemic for me has been coming in on Tuesdays and showcasing the creativity, and you guys start to inspire me as well. Earlier today, all my morning, I was like, wow, I'm talking to Micah today. So pretty much all morning I was listening to ska songs, but then that led me to a quite unique a niche of reggae ska song, reggae Christmas. No, I'm sorry, Christmas ska songs. And there are on YouTube there are Christmas ska playlists, and I was just fascinated to know that there are the canon of Christmas music and ska is alive and well. I want to invite you in the future to work on your Christmas game, Micah, because I want to see Micah Shalom in the playlist for
the holiday tunes. I'll have to work on that. I'm currently celebrating Hanukkah, so I'll work on my Christmas and Hanukkah tunes.
Please. I think you're gonna see something happening there in addition to all the beautiful things that already have happening. I'm joking, but you know, it's funny that this morning as I was thinking of you and having this conversation, I was like, wow, I don't really particularly like Christmas music, but I love reggae ska Christmas music. I mean, you got me there. You know, it's like. They are asking for Kaya for Grace.
Yeah.
It was on. And oh yeah, Kevin saying hello here. Yes, what's up? What's up? What's up?
There you go. You're very welcome.
Yeah. And you know, once again, if you just joined us in the last few minutes, hello. I'm Freddy, and here is Micah Shalom. we are featuring new music by Micah Shalom, beautiful Baltimore ska that we're going to listen to in just a few minutes. If you are tuning in, Austin Music Channel, Channel 16, muito obrigado, as they say in Portuguese. Thank you very much for spending a moment of your day here as we profile international music in Austin, Texas. I want to let you guys know real quick that next week, yes, we have Lulu Udus. Lulu, she's a very talented singer, Micah. She used to collaborate and work for many years with Tivoli Corporation, and now she leads a band called Night Glitter. They were on my list of bands to hang out with or to see live in 2020, and that list went nowhere, of course.
Well, I think I saw her. I think Don Chani actually played a Stubbs Jr. show a while back. This is years ago now, but it was open, or it was like closing the night for Thievery Corporation. I think she was there that night. So yeah, big shout out to her and continuing with her stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And let's, for you, so there is all of these dimensions to you. I see you, yes, you're a trumpet player, but you were a band leader, you have your band, and then you're singing, your voice is beautiful. What's up with that? Did you have people in your family that have a beautiful voice and you inherited this gift? Did you work a lot on your voice? Did you do choir? Talk to us a little bit about singing and that joy of singing.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. For me, singing was kind of an afterthought, really. It was like, and that's a weird thing to say because I started mostly as trumpet, and horns. And then when I started the group Micah Shalom, and I realized like, people really wanted, I sang like a tiny bit. At the very first few shows, I sang like maybe one song a set, something like that. And people would always kind of tell me like, hey, you need to do that more. You need to do this more. And so over the years, over the years, I really started to work on it. And I realized that it's an instrument just like trumpet or trombone or anything that if I really put in the time and energy to practice, I can actually get better. And so that's pretty much what I've been doing the last decade. is really trying, really working on it. Also lyric writing, like how to get better at that, how to actually get the ideas across that you want to be your message, and how to do it in a way that's actually interesting to people that they'll actually listen to you, So both of those things like kind of hand in hand. And yeah, singing, it's funny because my older brother always told me growing up that I couldn't sing for worth anything,
Oh no, dude.
I know. But he saw me actually, it was about a year ago. My whole family, a lot of them came to town. We had a big family reunion kind of here in Texas. And he got to see me sing last year. And he told me that I have much improved. So at least I know my hard work is paying off some. And yeah, I would say that it's really just practice, if anything, to get better at anything musically is you just hunker down and do it, practice it and find things that you really like to do and sing in this case that will just allow you to kind of flex that muscle and kind of also hearing yourself back is important because I heard myself back a lot of times, especially in like my early performances, and I go, got to work on the way I did this or the way that came out, And so I think that's important too, to always kind of record what you do to actually understand what you sound like to others, because it's great to think you sound good, but it's another thing to actually know you sound all right, like to know you're actually doing something all right. That's worthwhile, so it's an evolution. It's always an evolution, I would say as well. So I'm always trying to get better, especially at singing, what can I do? What kind of artists can I sing like or sound like? And then just try to sing their songs. A lot of how I've gotten better is singing songs that I can't necessarily sing on stage because I don't hit everything exactly right, But like if I sing it as a practice tune, I can understand how to get there. And then eventually, you know, I could bring it to the stage once I got it, you know, but you know, that's a lot of the process, you know.
Oh yes, so you know, we can expect some Whitney Houston from Micah Shalom. You know, when we come back from normalcy here, breaking news and oh brother, and
I don't know if
talking.
I'm quite going there, but I think I might have like a Toots song or a Bob Andy tune in me, you know, somewhere. Those kind of guys, I might get to them eventually.
I love it. I loved that you mentioned Toots and the Maytals. Absolutely. We can do something together, maybe someday, just for fun. I hear these legendary stories about you know, his voice carrying and what a powerful singer Toots was. So
Yeah.
that was a big loss. You know, I love
Yeah.
love his music for sure. And
Shout out to Toots, yes.
oh my
And
gosh, so deep, so deep.
while we're on Toots, I should say I've been lobbying all of the people I know who have a vote for the Grammys that Toots album should definitely win the reggae category, I think, this year. Just listening to it, I don't know if you've heard it. It's called Got to Be Tough, and every tune on there is just rough and tough. It's great. It's like it's everything you'd want Toots to sound like, you know. And he does funk music in there. He does ska. He does reggae, and it's all his style. And he kept his style like till he walked out the door. You know, there was nothing about anything he put out this year that couldn't have been put out in 1977 or something. You know what I mean? It's all great.
Oh my gosh, man. I am gonna look for that album. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm you know, I am going to second you on the Grammy recommendation, even though I haven't heard the album, because you know, I just love Toots and the Maytals, and I am now you just kind of, you know, when that's something fun that you get to do later. I get to check out Toots' a new album, which everybody should if you're watching us here. Everybody on Austin Channel 16 later, but not yet, because before that, we're going to listen to Baltimore Ska, which now you have been talking to folks and getting some cool press. Congratulations, getting the word out and talking to people around the country. Before you set us up with the video, what's next for you guys, you know, for 2021? You mentioned a little bit, you have another song that you're working on. Of course, we don't know about playing live with a big band soon, but what is keeping you motivated for the months to come here musically?
Well, so we've got we have one potential live gig still booked, and it's funny because it's been booked for the last 2 years. This is the third year we're booked at the Cap 10K Fest. The first year that we were booked on it, it got rained out. The second year was last year. It got COVIDed out. And this year, we really hope to play this festival. It's going to hopefully be along with the Cap 10K run, although I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the event. It might be virtual this year. It'll be April 11th. So however it happens, it's going to be April 11th, and we really hope it does go off this year and we get to play it. So that's the next live thing. Also, if you listen to, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention another station, KUTX, I'm doing a My KUTX hour.
Amazing! I love that. I love Mike. You know, shout out to everybody that. But that specific program where you get to be a DJ.
Yeah, and it's the first time I've ever gotten to be a radio DJ. So I got to do it I actually taped it this last week. And shout out to Art over there at KUTX for helping me through that.
Shout out to Art for doing that. That's amazing, man. So I'm excited to hear that. Do you know, I have an idea when that's going to be going on air?
Yes, it's coming on January the 2nd. It should air at 6 p.m. And so you can catch it then, or I think anytime after that, it'll be on the internet. So yeah.
I
So
definitely
that's
gonna be plugging in. And your social media, Micah Shalom. You can find folks can find the band on Facebook, on Instagram. And do
we
you guys
even
have
started a Twitter. We even have Twitter now. We're like big time.
Tweet. Oh,
I
brother,
think we have like 10
beautiful.
followers. We're doing good. Yeah.
Well, hey, I rather have 10 people that love me than thousands who don't care about me. So,
It's
you
true.
know.
It's true.
But
Yes.
Micah, I care about you and the music, and I'm just had a wonderful
Thank you.
time with you. This is just an invitation for more. If it's not like I have a strategy or a plan to take over the world with a talk show or anything like that, but for as long as this COVID thing keeps happening, at least I'll keep building community this way. So I will probably invite you in the months to come.
Please do.
Yeah, but a shout out to the whole band, everybody that makes Micah Shalom a success, and one of the best bands to come listen to in Austin. And you know, and I miss playing with you, man. You know,
Same here, man. I miss playing with you and getting the vibes. You know, just keeping it nice and doing it up. But at least we can still put out some music in the meantime and get the people to dance wherever they happen to be.
Whatever they happen to be. So now I just have to, once again, in the spirit of your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Yes. Charlotte?
Charlotte Simca. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. So let's all enjoy Baltimore's. Start to cue it up. Everybody, if you're watching us on Austin Music Channel 16, thank you so much for your presence here today. If you're in Brazil, in Mexico, anywhere in Latin America, or here in Austin, Texas, we love you. Micah, thank you for being with us. And I'm gonna, oh man, my pleasure. Here is the tune. Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you to Micah for being here in the studio today. To Micah Shalom. Keep up with him on the social media and follow his music. Add to your playlists. Big love to the whole band. Yeah, once again, as I mentioned before, in 7 days from now, next week, we'll have in our next episode with Lulu Gudus of Night Glitter. She used to be also with Thievery Corporation. So we're going to be talking about what's been going on with her. Big ups to Micah. Congratulations on the beautiful track and beautiful music. You guys be safe, be kind to yourself and to everyone, and see you next time. Abraço.